Welcome back, Yoshio.
Good morning.
Good morning, Yoshio. All right, let's dive right in. So you've just heard my description of the picture, and now it's your turn to share your observations in English. No rush. Whenever you're ready, just give it a go. And once you finish that, we'll start on the vocabulary practice, and I'll be here to comment on each word you choose. Let's have some fun with it.
Okay, let's start.
Absolutely, let's roll. So you can go ahead and give me your English description of that picture whenever you're ready. Once you've shared your thoughts, we'll jump right into the vocabulary list and chat about each phrase. Take your time and have fun with it.
Okay, I'd like to hear your description of this picture first.
Of course. All right, let's dive into it. So we've got this envelope, this light blue, and it has 2 New Zealand stamps on it. Each stamp shows a white flower with green leaves on a dark green background. And you can see the word Pikiarero along with New Zealand imprinted on them. There's also a circular postmark that partially covers the stamps, showing the date and some faded text, which probably includes the location or postal code. Overall, it's a really charming piece of international mail that's got a lovely floral design. All right, now it's your turn to give it a shot.
Okay, in this picture, I can see the 2 stamps. Center of the 2 stamps, there is one big shield. Shield is big, black, large circles. In the circle, there is a character and numbers. I can notice the woman's name, Shari, and center of the figures, maybe date. I guess that date is first day of September 1969 and 2. I don't understand last 2 meaning. Maybe afternoons? Most under part of the alphabet NZ is abbreviate of New Zealand. Stamps design is white flowers. It's 6 petals flowers and many of birds. Little very cute white flowers. It's the name of Pikiarero, New Zealand's this flower's name. I've been to New Zealand for almost 1 month traveling, and at that time I can see the many of Aborigine Mario people. Pikiarero may be the indigenous people's flower's original name.
Gotcha, Yoshio. All right, let's keep the ball rolling. Your English description was great, and now we'll hop into the vocabulary list. You're going to read the first phrase from the top, and once you've said it, I'll jump in with a comment. Then we'll have a little free talk about that phrase. Let's see how our chat goes.
Okay, redo my makeup.
Nice one, Yoshio. That was redo my makeup. So that's all about touching up or refreshing your makeup look, maybe after a long day or before going out again. All right, let's riff on this a bit. Maybe we could chat about when people might want to redo their makeup or any funny stories related to that. What do you think?
I don't have any fun stories. I moved to the next new word.
Totally fine, Yoshio. No worries at all. We'll just keep it rolling. Let's jump to the next vocab word, and you can read it out whenever you're ready, and then we'll keep the conversation going from there.
Go on an excessive diet.
Perfect. That was excessive dieting, which is all about those situations where someone might go a bit overboard with restricting their eating habits. Now, we won't dive too deep into that. No need to get too serious. Instead, let's just have some fun with it. We can think of it in a light-hearted way, like when someone's trying to fit into a costume for a local play or something. So let's keep the English practice going. What's the scenario you can imagine that might be a little silly or fun related to that?
The excessive diet in Japan, there is some problem. So the young generation girls cares their figures. So and they make a excessive diet. It's okay, suitable diet, but excessive is no bad. It's become some case it become a mental disease.
Absolutely, Yoshio, and well said. You're right on track. It's all about balance. A reasonable diet is totally fine, but when it gets excessive, it can definitely turn into something unhealthy, both physically and mentally. So thanks for bringing that up. Let's keep going with this vocabulary journey and see what's next on our list.
Okay, haircut appointment.
Exactly, Yokio. Haircut appointment is a super practical phrase, and it's great that we're covering it. So when you say, I've got a haircut appointment, it just means you booked a time to get your hair trimmed or styled. Super handy. All right, let's keep things rolling. Tell me, have you ever had a funny or interesting experience at the hair salon?
I don't have any comment about haircut appointment. I like to move the next new word.
Absolutely, no problem at all. We can just skip ahead to the next word on the list. I'm here to keep things smooth and easy, just like a good conversation partnership. So let's move on and see what other interesting vocab we've got lined up.
Dye my hair black.
Got it, Yoshio. Talking about dyeing your hair, huh? That's a fun one. So if you're saying dye my hair, you've nailed the phrase. It's all about changing of your hair color, and that could be a whole adventure in itself. All right, let's keep the ball rolling and see what other phrases we can dive into next.
Bald head.
You got it, Yoshio. Bald head is the phrase, and it's all about when someone's completely shaved or naturally has no hair on top. So let's spin this into something fun. Maybe you've got a story about a friend who decided to go for a bold new look, or maybe it's just a style you think is interesting. Let's keep chatting.
Okay, I don't have any comment about bald head. I'd like to move to next new vocabulary.
Absolutely, Yoshio. Let's jump right into the next one. I'm loving how quickly we're moving through these. All right, let's grab another vocabulary word and keep this momentum going.
Trim my beard.
Oh, Nikon, trim my beard, another really practical phrase. That just means getting your beard a little tidy up, maybe a quick trim to keep it neat. It's a super handy expression, especially if you're headed to the barber or doing a little grooming at home. Great job. Let's jump to the next one.
Okay, pointed nose.
Pointed nose, another great and descriptive phrase. It's all about describing a particular shape of a nose that's a bit more angular or has a sharper tip. So if you're ever describing someone's features or chatting about appearances, it's a fun little detail to toss in. All right, let's keep this going. What's next on your list?
Japanese people face is not pointed. They don't have the pointed nose, but I see that sometimes anyway some people have a sharp pointed nose.
Absolutely, Yoshio. It's all about variety, right? Some folks have a more rounded nose, others a sharper, more pointed one. So there's little differences that make everyone unique. All right, let's keep the conversation rolling. What else is on your mind today?
Okay, I'd like to move another new word.
Of course, Yoshio, let's jump right into another new word. I love how eager you are to keep expanding your vocabulary. So what's the next term or phrase you'd like to explore? Let's dive in.
My teeth.
All right, Yoshio, let's keep at it. Brush my teeth is a classic one and super useful at everyday routines, right? It's just about cleaning your teeth. And it's a perfect phrase to practice because it's so common and easy to fit into daily conversation. All right, let's jump to the next one. Keep them coming.
Rinse my mouth and gargle.
Absolutely, Yoshio. Rinse my mouth and gargle, another great everyday phrase. It's just describing that part of your routine where you swift the water or mouthwash around and gargle to keep everything fresh. Super practical, and I'm loving the base we've got here. Let's see what's next on your vocabulary list.
I'm very interested in the word of gargle. Gargle is the sound similarly, so just gargle. It's very interesting. Don't you think so? Hello? Can you hear me? Hey, do you have any trouble? Hello? How are you? Is my question difficult for you? Please answer.
Hey, Yoshi. Of course, Yoshio, so let's keep it going. I'm right here to answer any more terms you've got. Just let me know the next word or phrase, and we'll tackle it together.
Okay, last one please. Have a slight fever.
Absolutely, Yoshio. Let's wrap it up with that one. So have a slight fever is a really handy phrase to know. It just means you have a mild temperature, you're feeling a bit warmer than usual, but it's not too serious. Definitely something useful if you need to describe how you're feeling to someone. All right, that was a great little session. Anything else on your mind?
Thank you for today's lesson, everything. So today's time is over. So I'd like to see you next morning again. So long.
Got it, Yoshio. Let's keep rolling along. You
Bye.
got it, Yoshio. Let's keep... All right, Yoshio. Thanks for the chat. It's always a blast diving into phrases with you. Just let me know anytime you want to pick it up again. Have a great one.
You too. Bye-bye.
See you later, Yoshio. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.